So here's a story about the time I got to be a part of a Jim Henson Company production. Before we begin, I just want everyone to know that yes, I do understand that the show that I was a part of very obscure and probably never even heard of by most of you. And from my perspective, it's like a blip on the radar of Jim Henson Productions. But this was a huge blessing, but nobody from God. And honestly, I am so grateful and thankful for even having the opportunity to be a part of the lineup of Jim Henson Productions. And not bragging, no ego, but just very, very cool to acknowledge. And I think it's cool to even take a step back sometimes on the things that we get to experience in our life and go, wow, that was awesome. Here I am with my mom, my super talented, awesome mom here. You can go follow her at youtube.com/Stuff to Discuss TV. Yeah. We are looking back on the time that I was on the Possibility Shop.
Welcome to the Possibility Shop.
And you were there alongside me because I was a kid actor at the time. The way it started off with me getting the Possibility Shop is I was actually at the time doing a stage production of How Katrina Plays. It was a play that was set around Katrina,
yes,
the victims of Katrina,
Hurricane Katrina.
How people were affected by that. So I was playing a character,
kid character.
Yeah, a kid character that was affected by the effects of that event. And throughout the play, trying to find his mom.
This was his first actual Hollywood play. It was, what is it called? The Right Act
Repertoire
Theater.
Ended up booking the play,
right,
and getting the role. And this play ran for
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, it was in the Hollywood Reporter and all that stuff. That
got reviews and stuff like
reviews.
That. After 6 months of crying,
but it's
cry
funny because
as an actor,
to cry every night for 6 months was I thought he's gonna be like an insane child because he would hit it at each point. Me, I had to have some onions. So leading up to his Possibility Shop, he was also doing voiceover from another voiceover coach. She's an actress. Her name is Diane Franklin. Diane has done. She's an author. She's an acting coach. She's a mom. I mean, movies she's done like Better Off Dead, the Amityville Murders, Amityville 2, The Possession, The Last American Virgin. I interviewed her on my channel if you want to see that. Her kids were also being coached.
Realize the work and sacrifice it takes. So what I did with my kids, because I was an actress, was when they were little, my daughter actually, she was like, she had photographic memory. So I wouldn't have done this with her if she did not have the aptitude. So I was like, well, do you want to try acting? And she was like, yeah, sure.
Coached by Tony.
Is the go-to kids voiceover coach. He is the founder of Kids VO Productions. He is Tony Gonzalez.
I think I always look for the kids that are driven and they're focused. And they want it.
I also interviewed, you want to see that, and I coached a lot of child actors in a lot of Nickelodeon movies, cartoons, and stuff like that, and he still is doing it. It's not like he's not doing it, but he still is. We got introduced to him. So during the time of his theater play, The Possibility Shop to Jim Henson was going on. Anthony was the type that whatever he got ear of, if they need a child actor on or a child voiceover, he would, hey, tell you.
When I first got the email for the gig, huge shout out to Anthony Gonzalez, and there was my call time for the audition at the Jim Henson Company Studios, which was 5:40 p.m. And as you see, there were some other people that were also auditioning for similar roles. I just realized this now because we even kept a newsletter from Tony's kidsvoiceover.com, and for young actors, Justin Luccio and Danielle Bessler do us proud in Jim Henson's The Possibility Shop as Spy Boy and Ivy on Disney's Family Fun. So that's actually pretty cool. Huge shout out and thank you once again to Tony. Clearly I didn't know that we had made Tony so proud just for even nailing the audition and for taking his classes. So shouts out to you, Tony. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And again, didn't even see this till just now. So because of taking Tony's classes and stuff like that, you kind of say, hey, I'll keep an ear out if I hear anything.
Right.
It's weird because Possibility Shop wasn't so much voiceover; it was more the acting. During
his time of crying, it was a relief that he went to the audition and got a happy to be happy on this project.
Even just getting there, I myself was excited. I didn't care if I got it or not. For me, it was like entering the Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, Yes. Stepping on the lot. When you step on the lot, it's cool because they have dinosaurs from the live action Flintstones movie.
We finally got a chance to go there for the first day. In their office buildings, it's like tons. I didn't even know, like,
Grammys, Emmys,
Oscars, and all that stuff was happening.
Yeah, we had to go upstairs because there's like 2 levels.
Right.
And there's like a big giant Kermit on the outside. It's like Home of the Muppets. A big giant Kermit that it's similar to the one you would see if you were at if you saw Muppet Vision 3D at the time out here in California. Went upstairs into the building. Didn't know that I was actually auditioning for the casting director of the Rugrats. She's the same lady that casted for the original Rugrats on Nickelodeon. When I was in there was a big mural behind me of Jim Henson and like his Muppet characters around him in a theater chair, like looking at you. So yeah, the pressure was on. It was a really good audition because my mom heard out in the lobby area while she was waiting.
It's like they're having a party.
They're like, woo!
I'm like, what? I hope he got the job, because when you go to auditioning, and the auditioning process, if you've never heard, is that the first process is that they want to know, are you fit for the part. He was up against another child as well that they was considering. He got it for your first time.
Yeah, that was
cool because he's been on a lot of auditions for commercials and everything. I mean, you can knock it out of the park first audition, you got it made.
You kick butt. Courtney Watkins is the creator and host of The Possibility Shop. Courtney built an original creative empowerment brand that propels kids and adults alike into creative, inspired lives. As an author, artist, teacher, and TV personality, she is the go-to resource to spark big thinking. Courtney has ignited programs for Disney, CBS, the Jim Henson Company, Crane Jiff, Target, Andrews McMill Publishing, and Little Brown and Company. So bottom line, she is a very awesome lady who does very awesome things and teaches kids and parents and people alike to think outside the box and to express your creativity in many different ways. And clearly, that was her goal with The Possibility Shop. So, Jim Henson's The Possibility Shop with Courtney Watkins was a web-based series that is part of Disney's Family Fun website. It made its debut on November 20th, 2009. The web series is produced by the Jim Henson Company. Although there are no Muppet-like puppets or creatures featured in the production, the show does include some simple homemade-style puppet characters. The description mentions about the show does include some simple homemade-style puppet characters. I actually got to see a lot of these operated and performed on set. One of the puppet characters was Monsieur Artiste, who looked like he could be made out of paper, but this little like door would open, and he of course was French. Monsieur Artiste. They would kind of pop him in and involve himself in whatever the episode was. He would give a helpful tip on how to complete a certain project or how to arts and craft project. Another one was Lady Sophia. He would kind of like pop out of this weird like painting curtain background thing, and she was more of like a hand puppet. This would be like her face. They painted like googly eyes on the top of her, like here. This would be her mouth. She was kind of like that throwback style back to Senior Wince's Little Johnny character, where pretty much, as you see, his hand is the puppet, and then he kind of just added like doll or plush torso to as the body. And another cool like fun fact, so near the window area, they had like some plants and flowers, and like maybe a couple episodes, or maybe just for one, from my memory, there were 2 plant puppets with New York accents. One was a guy and one was a girl. They would sit there and kind of banter back and forth. They were giving commentary on what Courtney and Mix were doing in the episode. I really wish that they would have done more of these characters because they were hilarious to see. I think it would have carried over a little bit more if they were also featured more in each episode. The cool part is I just realized that you can actually still see these plant puppets that were once featured in The Possibility Shop and other Jim Henson productions because they're actually in the popular Jim Henson Company improv show, Puppet Up. In the show, Courtney faces creative challenges, introduces new ideas, demonstrates how-to techniques, and seeks answers to befuddling questions, and all the while unearths the aha moments hidden in a child's everyday life. The premise of the show reminded me of Out of the Box. Every episode, but for several different episodes, my character Spyboy would pop in, no pun intended. I would either show Mix and Courtney something that I created on my own, or they would help me solve a problem to a conundrum, I was having related to making something for the holidays, or surprising another friend in the shop with something that I wanted to create or make for them. Ivy the Girl Scout would also do the same exact thing. She would either pop up with a problem for Courtney and Mix to help her solve, or she would need something to invent or create for her Girl Scout troop. And Courtney, along with Mix, would provide the solution to our problems. The series at the time could be accessed through Disney.com or the FamilyFun.com website. 12-episode series was directed by David Gumbel, who actually worked on several other Muppet Jim Henson related projects and actually worked with Jim Henson himself. He's still around, but from the time I got to work with him, he's such an awesome and very fun-loving, comical director to work with at the time, especially when he's giving you some type of direction. And he made the set fun to be on. The cast was so kind and amazing. From what I remember when the show aired on the internet on both the Disney.com and the Family Fun website, a lot of people enjoyed it and liked it. But because it was internet based, I think it didn't get as big of an audience as they would have liked or hoped. Apparently the show did really, really good that it was renewed for a second season. The downside to that was that the whole show got revamped. So they took out a lot of us main characters like Mix, Ivy, and Spy Boy, really honed down on it being like an out-of-the-box show.
Anyway, so when he got that job, then now they start to discuss how, you know, you got to sign a contract. Then it was time to come on the set and work.
How many were we there for? A week, a month? Do you remember how many times we came back to the Jim Henson Studios?
I think we came like 5 or 6 times, like almost a week, because they was just starting up production to make sure that, you know, they had everybody in play who was liking it. They actually went to Target and picked, he was Spy Boy. And Spy Boy was to jump up or pop up and be here and there. Kind of
almost like an Inspector Gadget.
Inspector
type of
Gadget,
deal.
yeah.
They fitted me in different costumes and outfits for what they were kind of going for, with a different set of looks. They fitted me in different clothes and gloves and fedoras and everything like this. And I remember this was just like the coolest thing. Thank you to my amazing mom for taking pictures, saving scripts, and saving like all the and filming, and saving as much content as she could.
We got a chance during the time was finishing up that we went to go see the Creature Shop, but he was supposed to go and act that last night.
Yeah, I had a choice,
but it was
go
on the theater.
Do Harper Junior plays, or stick around and tour the Creature Shop. And if you're a Muppet fan like me,
it's the one-time
tour that Creature Shop. It was cool. We saw like Scooby Doo stunt prop of Scooby from the live action Scooby Doo movies.
Awesome.
We saw the Skeksis or whatever from Dark Story. We saw Bad Andy from the Domino's commercial, and then we have a picture of that thanks to this lady.
Yeah,
took a picture of me puppeteering Bad
Andy.
Andy.
You can see it because, you know, the camera.
Yeah, Baby Sinclair. In the low high chair from Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Super thank you to my mom for just being there for me, and again it was a fun experience.
Yeah.
Sad to know that we couldn't continue on. I really wish we could have continued.
Disney is always all over the place. If you ever watch any of their shows or whatever, they'll start up something and then they'll just drop it. A lot of times when being a child actor or trying to be a child actor, the parents should be there for their kids to explain to them what the reason why this didn't go through, or you didn't get the audition, or not like you was a bad person. And as parents, we want our children to get the jobs.
Maybe someone has a full episode of some of the episodes that I was on. But you go on the internet now, there are no videos of what we did from the first season. The only thing I've seen is these 2 episodes from the second season. So if anybody out there, the Henson Company, works at the Henson Company or for the Henson Company, that would be so kind to as well pass on maybe some leaked Possibility Shop season 1 episodes, I'd be more than happy to showcase them here on the channel. Hey mom, I love you.
I love you.
Thank you for once again appearing on here. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this puppet related video, and if you did, be sure to do me a favor and check out the next one right here on the screen. I think you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you over there.